United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Norma, I've got a chair here beside me.
We have a roll call. Stephen?
Here.
Scott's gonna be 15 minutes late. Daniel?
Here.
Sam?
Yep.
Angela? David?
Here.
Okay, number 3, we have prior guests to speak to council that have signed up to speak to council is Kim and Linnea. Kim, you want to go first? We do have a limit, a time limit on the speaking, please, because we have so much going on tonight.
Well, I had asked about that previously at the last meeting, was told no, there wasn't a time limit, so I'm not prepared.
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna be that long, but it's,
Okay, go ahead.
everybody's here for the same
Yeah,
purpose.
that's what I'm saying. They're
And
here.
Renee and I are gonna be together.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right,
Then-
okay?
All
And
right,
what is that time limit?
10 now.
What?
3 minutes according to the ordinance, but if you need more time, you can have more time.
You got 10 now, Kim.
Take how many of you want.
No, go ahead.
We'll be a little longer than 10 minutes.
Make a motion to suspend that time.
You need to make a motion to suspend the time limit.
Okay, I'd like to make,
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3-minute time limit according to the ordinance.
Or modify whatever you.
Are you modifying it or suspending it?
right now.
We get a roll call?
Yeah, Stephen,
Yes.
Sam, Dan, and Angela, David.
Yes.
Okay. Kim and Linnea.
Okay. I just want to repeat what all of you know, that this community building is our landmark. It's not just history. It's not just our town's legacy. It is a gathering place for the Windham community, whether it's the township, the village. The community building, in my opinion, is literally the soul of our town. So we have some storyboards that Linnea put together, and I hate to do this. Linnea, along with Larry Cogley, did this from before, and I pass this for council. Take a look at it. These heavily damaged pictures down here are down from 1984, Linnea?
Yes.
1984. So much worse than what it is now, so much worse. And everything was brought up to code, and these are pictures as you go down from 1961, 84, 85, and this week. And then you can see where all the windows were here, and these were taken out. And this back in 84, the water at that point was up to the top of the basement stairs.
Yeah.
As opposed to what's my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, from the other night, it's up to the steps, correct? Okay, all right, appreciate that. So pass this down, take a look at it. Linnea also has a handout for each of
Well,
the
what's written here, I got one for each of you, and it tells what all was done, okay? And all the structural and what they did to fix it. And this is major stuff, and I know you wouldn't have time to look at it while you're. Is somebody here?
Yes.
Scott.
It'll be
Oh. All right. So, again, my opinion, sometimes I'll be speaking on behalf of a lot of you, and sometimes I'm speaking for myself, and I will distinguish between the two. In my opinion, the people of this town have been awakened. We've been jolted to reality. Some of us have been complacent, whether we're on council or not, just as community members. But the majority of us here do have a common goal to repair and preserve this building. We're a proud community, we're a tight-knit community, and we've always banded together to help each other. And now's the time for each of us to band together to help our town.
Yeah.
And we do that by helping and saving the community building. So this is not, in my opinion, a meeting for finger pointing. This is a call for action, positive action, and to save the community building. And that's what our focal point is right now. There was a report on May 29th that was presented to the mayor. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this report because in my opinion, these are all fixable issues. This was from the Portage County Combined General Health District. And it said during the inspection, it was observed multiple holes around the building's foundation where animals are entering. And I'm skipping over this, I'm paraphrasing. Inside the building, observed extensive water damage, standing water, odor indicative of moisture, extensive animal damage, feces, animal feces, and exposed electrical components. Observed chewed drywall and animal feces throughout all the rooms. In the basement, they observed standing water and hanging electrical wires. Now, they said throughout the building, so I can't assume that this is all on the east end, which people are saying that that's where the most damage is, but it could be referring to this. Throughout the building, there's soft spots in the floor indicating water infiltration. Many of these spots were too brittle to walk on. Again, we're being told it's the east end, but it's not in writing. It was also observed that the floors in some of the rooms are uneven, and some areas where the walls and doors appeared to be pulling away from the foundation. And throughout the building, there were large sections of the ceiling that were completely gone. And what I was told about these areas of the building or of the ceiling, and I learned this, when back in 1984 or whenever they came in to check for asbestos, that they literally go up in the ceiling, take a chunk, and you can look in the main room and you can see the squares because they're very neatly cut out, but they didn't repair them because they were anticipating a building not being there. Yeah, and they did not find any asbestos. Yeah, thank you, I didn't say that. They were looking for asbestos, that's true. Okay. So then, these, in my opinion, everything I stated in this report are all fixable issues. Nothing that would cause a condemnation of a building. So our concern, as stated previously, is the fact that we didn't have any due diligence, no concrete research with respect to the cost to replace the building if it was torn down, if it was deemed necessary. And again, each one of us, council and all of us, we want what's best for Windham. So, because we don't have anything concrete at this point, conservative estimates by people who are much smarter than me, and it's their trade, thank you, range from to replace the building, $2 to $5 million, depending on the square footage replaced. So, are we going to go ahead as council and take down the east wing? That might happen depending on just several factors. But moving on. We do have a lot of help. People and organizations that want to help us. Stacy Brown from NDS, she's offered to help us research grants. And we talked about this the other day, so I don't want to rehash the grant situation, but there are opportunities for us. Ted St. John was very helpful the other night, and again, with grant possibilities and to research grant. But we need time to prepare and procure these resources. Can't do it in 4 days, can't do it in a week, okay? It has to be, we need time. And again, we've all been shocked into reality, and it's time for every single one of us to get our butts in gear. As far as volunteers go, I'm excited to tell you about some of them. First, in my opinion, right now and foremost, is Robert Helmling. He's a licensed, bonded, and insured building inspector, well-known in Portage County, does a lot of work in Portage County. He has volunteered his time to independently inspect the community building free of charge. He's also willing, again, remember, he's insured, bonded, licensed. He's also willing to take full responsibility for his personal safety as he goes through the building and the wings. We have had Hopetown service employees will help in whatever capacity is needed. If some of you, everybody's familiar with Hopetown. Our community has welcomed Hopetown with open arms. And anything that anybody asks anyone at Hopetown to do, they are happy to reciprocate the kindness bestowed upon them. And it's my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but they have volunteered and worked on the high school baseball and football fields and other projects in town. Okay, so,
Community service.
in community, sure, with community service, and sometimes they just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Sure.
and I've talked to some of them who have since left the program and gone on, that they just love our town. They came into this town without, we reserve judgment, we help them to help themselves. So they want to help us, so that's good. Again, I want to go over basic electrical repair work. This was a letter dated on May 29th, addressed to our mayor, Ms. Altier, from the fire chief. And it says to the mayor, this letter is a formal notification of the violation of the Ohio Fire Code for the property located, the community building. And the violations are as follows. In the kitchen area, extension cords used for permanent wiring, powering the cooler. That's not good. I mean, we know that. Okay. Missing outlet cover plates. Fire extinguisher needs mounted. Hood systems need installed. Exposed wiring hanging from the ceilings need to be installed in closed box. Open breaker panel needs secured. Faceplate needs put on. There's a lot of people in here who do that with their eyes closed. Multiple open outlet junction boxes have exposed wiring. There's a hood system that needs serviced. The attic area showed open electric outlet boxes and exposed wiring. All emergency exit lights need serviced. All exit lights need serviced. All fire extinguishers need serviced. And again, that should have been something that was done on an annual basis, but all drywall needs finished and installed, and the ceiling tiles need to be installed and intact. All very doable things in my estimation. It's what we do when we have a home. And so, again, are serious and concerning violations, but still, it's doable. It's not, there's nothing right now that we know that we can't address. So, council had asked for some names of some volunteers who have stepped up, and there's a lot more than what I'm gonna name. I think I skipped a page, let me make sure. Oh, okay. So I talked about Mr. Helmling, I talked about Hopetown. The third one I want to mention is Joe Sabonovic. He is the electrician or the electric instructor at Maplewood, teaching the classes. He has told others, and he's told me personally twice, he's receptive and would love to be involved in involving his classes in repairing and upgrading wiring at the community building. And again, he would take care of deeming what his class could do. You know, I say he'll do everything? No, I'm an electrician. He is. And he also, last time he told me that was as his class was digging the trench down at the Township Green with the historical clock being put in. Mm-hmm. Okay, there was some mix up there, and he and his class all had shovels, and they were digging the trench all the way from the town hall all the way up to where the clock is, and they did that all by hand. So they're not afraid of hard work. He also told me on that day, if his electrical class was involved, he was certain, that's the word he used, certain the carpentry class would follow his lead. And again, this came from the Ohio Fire Code, the violations. Also, I can't believe I didn't think of this, and nobody else said anything to me about this either. Never thought to call Joe Roth. Okay, Joe Roth, Windham graduate. He's a teacher of the HVAC over at Maplewood. You know, come on now. you should have told me, you should have told me, you know? Come on now. So, this afternoon, I put a text out to Joe, and, you know, I think he was in school when I texted him. He might have a life and didn't have a chance to call me back, so. But that's another resource. Other volunteers are Chris Gaines, who happens to be here tonight. Chris, raise your hand. Some people don't know you. I saw him come in. Oh, there you look, Grace? What did I say, Gaines? Do you know why?
She don't have glasses on.
No, oh, that's true. Hey. I was kind of rushing through this. It's a long story. I apologize, Mr. Grace, who I had the pleasure of meeting the other night. So he has graciously offered the use of his commercial-grade dehumidifiers, more than one, to help around the building, and specifically the basement in particular. He also has multiple widths and lengths of wood to donate to be used for miscellaneous repairs. And have I forgotten anything? Mr. Grace?
Possibly siding.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right, so that's good. And then there's a troublemaker in the back by the name of Jerry Fincham, and he's volunteered his time and equipment of live traps free of charge to help get rid of those critters in the community building. Several people have expressed an interest to help secure the perimeter of the community building by purchasing or donating money to get boxes of Quikrete to fill the holes in the tunnels caused by the groundhogs and any other animals. And Jamie Nykirk happens to have contacts in Youngstown and Columbus, which may prove to be valuable resources as we move forward to repair and bring back our community building. And again, council, when you take a look at those pictures, that building now is nothing compared to that. And everybody banded together and got that done. I'd like for each of you, council included, look around the room. Look at most of you know everybody else. Take a look around. You'll see people of all ages, not just old people. And people of all ages and talents who have expressed a willingness to step up and help in positive ways. And then please forgive me if there's anybody here who I forgot who has spoken up to offer.
Me.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, that Linnea. I apologize. Okay.
I'm just joking.
No, that's all right. You have done so much. So to be clear, again, as I said previously, and I speak for everybody in my opinion, each one of you on council ran for public office to better our village and its people. So this process should not be adversarial. We should be one team, Team Windham, with one goal: save the community building, using one voice of positivity, the deep-rooted belief in each other to get the job done. That's our history. That's what we're made of. That's what Windham people are. So once this building is torn down, there's no turning back. There's no going back. And again, I do believe that this decision was made in haste. But on behalf of everyone here, let's not continue making decisions in haste. We are humbling, asking for more time. Give us time to get some of these volunteers, get the superficial things done, because, I was just at open houses and a wedding in June, and it was pretty swell. I didn't have any problem with the restrooms, didn't have any problem with the hall. We have people, it looked beautiful. The hall looked beautiful. You want to look up and look at the ceilings, that's definitely needs addressed. But it was a very nice venue. And so, again, I would like us to rise up together as our forefathers did, and once again be all for one and one for all. That's Windham. That's what we are. And Linnea has some things she would like to go over.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to kind of just follow up. I won't go over all the same things that she did to take all our time up. But I will say that as far as tearing down the community center. Once it's gone, it's gone. You know, we can't later say, oh my gosh, why did we do that, you know? And I wanted to show you this, which I didn't pass out to everybody, but we had it at a meeting last night. It's the Township Hall, and it's the brick chapel. Look at these pictures. Look at that brick chapel. This is in 61 and later, different years, and I'll just walk it around real quick. It was, the town hall hadn't been used for quite a few years, around 1970, 69, 70. And it was just non-usable. And the brick chapel, that's what it looked like. What I'm saying is, a few good people stepped up to take it upon themselves to fix these buildings. And if they hadn't, I'll just pass this around. I'll show you later. If they hadn't, where would Windham be now? If we don't have the brick chapel, which so many people have events in there for baby showers, anything, graduations, and the town hall too. And the town hall's free. Now, the brick chapel, there's cost to that, but the town hall isn't, and people use it quite regularly. And in fact, they were both 100 years old when they remodeled them. The one was built in 1834. The other one was built in 1868. Are you guys realize that? And then it was like 1970 when they added the long room onto the brick chapel, and they had remodeled somewhat before that, but then they added that room on and did more there. The town hall was built, like I said, 1868, and they had their first election. Then, you know, they were able to hold it there after that, you know, after they remodeled, because it hadn't been used for years either. And in 1970, they remodeled. So I just want to just reiterate how important those buildings are, and the town hall or the community center could be the same thing. We've just seen it go downhill, and I know, like Jerry told me, they just don't have the money to keep up everything. And I understand, but reach out to the community and just see what we can help with. But if we don't know, that we, you know, just to say, hey, we're gonna tear it down, you know, it's too many problems. Well, give us a chance to see what we can do. That's what we're asking for, all right? And the other thing I would like to say, we had the community meeting, or at the community center that you guys had, and then Monday night, yesterday, seems so long ago already, we had another meeting. We kind of got people together and we held another meeting, and out of that meeting, just one meeting, before we even had time to formalize and organize, people have already volunteered expert labor, inspections, help, materials, resources, and we're simply asking for more time to give us a chance, all right? And then what we'd like to do, what I got out of the meeting, we'd like to take care of the most priority things first, which would be find and close the holes wherever the animals are coming in, determine where the water is entering and what is needed to correct that, address the fire department violations, which Kim covered all these things, but I'm just summarizing. Properly winterize the building, and we've had volunteers to help do that, and they know how to do it. They've done it before. And take care of any vulnerable pipes that are broken or whatever, and obtain a qualified evaluation, which is, she said she has someone online to do that, for the condition overall, where the health department, and they come in and told you things, but they didn't specify where they're at, what's gone, you know, what needs fixed, and we could get that done. And I'm looking at it as, let's not approach it as an all or nothing, you know, like, there's been comment like maybe the east wing would have to come, you know, if there's major problems down there, it's not fixable. Well, let's look at that later. Why don't we look at these issues I just said, the priority issues, so there's no more damage to it at this point. And then think about the auditorium, the kitchen, the lobby area, which I don't think there's too much problem there, too much, and restrooms, what's most used, okay? Let's concentrate on first these priority issues so there's no more damage, and then let's see what we can do with fixing up and updating that section, which is where most of the people, my understanding is, would use it anyway. But just not look at, oh, it's got so many issues, let's just tear it down. Because Stacy did, if I understand right, she did say, even if we took off the east wing and the west wing and left the middle, it would still be like $1.5 million to rebuild like what we have, okay? And let's just worry about fixing up the most usable part now. And then if we do a good job with that, then let's look at, hey, maybe we can save the other. Because like I mentioned at one of the meetings, the old fire department and police station was just as bad. And it was sold twice. My son ended up buying it, and it's totally remodeled, and it's in beautiful shape. I mean, and like I said, a couple of people come in and said, wow, why did we sell this? You know, there's what I'm saying, once it's gone, it's gone. You can't go back. So, so I guess that's what, I just covered that. And that's exactly what they did in 1984. I talked to Larry Cogley, he's the one that was the civil engineer on that job. He graduated from Windham in 1962, year before me, or 61, right in their area. And he was a civil engineer for this particular company that got the bid to restore, along with Maurice, the two of them, Maurice Hankins, and they had $150,000 to work with, and this is what they did. And I handed out to each of the council members a list. It's on the page here on the poster, but it tells all the things that they did. And I'm just gonna quickly read. They had an original, there was a whole porch, covered porch. They took that down with volunteer help from town. They paid them, they volunteered to work for almost nothing. Let's just put it, they paid them something, but no kind of regular wages. And there was about 8, and they took it all down one day, okay? The front of the building was extensively renovated. It had windows all along, every one of them, as you can see the picture, every one of them were taken out, was all redone. The new doors, the new everything. The back was the worst part, as you can see it. It's horrible, and all structural damage, etc. And there was another section to the community center than it is there today. It's the very back section, would be the north end. There was a whole nother section that they did have to remove because of structural damage. And you can see in the pictures, the big holes in the concrete, and you know, where the concrete blocks, you know, it was all broken out all the way down, etc. And that was the dressing rooms and the stage props for the auditorium, or for the stage, you know, for shows and stuff. They replaced the entire roof boards also. And I've already told you about the demolished section. Chimney needed repair at the time. There was a big section in the chimney, and there's a picture there to show that. It was all opened and repaired. And at that time, there was sidewalk here, big grass in between, going up to the community center. They took all that out, and there were also sidewalks leading up to the side buildings, and that was all removed, and and there's a picture for that. And it showed how they put all new in there. And there is even, well, like she said, basement is flooding, clear up, and they hired a company to come in and pump that out and get rid of the water. It wasn't just pumped out into our area. They had to think about what were the priorities. The interior floors, which are all hardwood, beautiful hardwood floors, they were cleaned at the time. They didn't have enough money to refinish them. And Larry said that he and Maurice decided, we'll put that on the agenda for another time, you know, and they did. And then later, like I'm saying, a little at a time, okay? So they were able to do the floors later. And local health, I was told, Larry told me that it was Brian Miller's dad, sand and gravel, and they brought in truckloads of sand and gravel because it was all muddy, there was no parking area in the back and all that, and they fixed that. So just to sum that up, it was severe basement flooding was dealt with. A company was hired to pump and drain it. The basement ceiling was also securely underpinned to stabilize the above floor. Interior doors and locks were replaced. The hardwood floors were cleaned and deferred for later refinishing. Oh, the kitchen was also postponed and completed later due to lack of funds. And then later, they brought, stove, refrigerator, did all that kind of stuff. And local people helped with the labor, and local material donations helped improve the site. They dealt with the priorities first and the cosmetics later. And that gave us another 40+ years to utilize that community center. So I would just, I guess, finish by saying, I already told you about how the chapel was saved and the town hall, so that was done. The community center originally, Windham was a farm town, just 300 and some people, okay? And when the arsenal came in, they took a big section, of all the farmland down by the tracks and out. And then, after they did that, they decided to put up 2,000 apartments. Now, most of you only think there was 1,000 put up, but there were 2,000. The other side of the street, where Harbison Walker is, that was filled with the same type of apartments that were on the other side. But they realized later they had gone too far, and because of the railroads, they were able to bring in help for the arsenal from Cleveland and Akron and Youngstown because of the railroads. So they didn't need that much. So they took them down. They were the first double-story demountable projects in the country at the time to level. And they were able to take them down, and they were able to ship them off to Detroit and other areas where they were needed. And so just letting you know how the town changed. And we're not saying, our group is not saying that we have all the answers and we're right and everything's gonna be perfect, but we are saying we've had so much help offered. And if we'd have known earlier, we could have done maybe more before you got to this point of, I don't know what else to do, we can't afford to do everything, so we just gotta get rid of it, If that's the mentality, I just wish that you would give us a chance. And Kim and I, if you do give us a chance, the group, we will furnish you names and people and contact information of who has agreed to do such and such and what time frames or whatever. And we will also give you an updated report where you could go in and see yourself. But we could give, Kim and I, we would be willing to give you each an updated report of how we're moving along, or even take you in and point out what we've done, because some of it may not be, you may not notice, it all at once. But that's what we're saying, just give us the time, and any demolition can happen later if we don't fulfill our part of the bargain, So, unless there's any questions?
No, we're not taking questions.
Okay, no questions?
No.
All right, I can answer questions outside afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time.
Yes.
And we appreciate your listening to us. And please.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks,
Thank
Linnea.
you.
Oh, I read it.
We
Yeah.
also have Olivia from the Portage County Land Bank here. She can explain the grant that we got approved for the demolition. If you would like to ask her anything about that. Olivia, do you want to explain how this came about with the grant?
Want me to get up?
Yeah, please.
Hi, everybody. My name's Olivia. We're the organization that assisted the village in securing the dollars that would help with this demolition. I do want to say that the goal of this was to find funding that would help the village demolish this at zero cost, which thankfully we are able to do. Because we were hoping that the money that remains in the fund dedicated to this building could ultimately be used for its future. This funding that came around is not something that is available every year. So I do want to make sure everyone is 100%, or everyone understands that if this is postponed, that does not mean that this funding will be available, and it will not be available at zero cost to your village. So this funding
Is there a time
cycle.
limit that you have?
So basically, the program is renewed on an annual basis. This program is renewed in 2027, and that's all that I know. The guidelines for that program have been released just last week, and I already know that program will require a minimum of a 25% match from your village if you participate in it. Now, that application is due October 15th of this year. So the timeline, regardless of this program or that program, is incredibly tight. Beyond 2027, I can't really give you an answer because this program was actually created by Governor DeWine. And as we know, we will have a new governor soon, so I don't know what the future of this program is. It has been successful for us in the state of Ohio and has helped a lot of communities, but ultimately, it just depends on what is put into the state budget. I will say that this is a very special opportunity for your village. Typically, the money is allocated to, a certain amount is allocated to each county in the state. We, in our office, are rarely able to give this large of a sum of that pot of money to one community here in Portage County, and we were able to make that work because we know the financial situation of this building, and we said we need to prioritize this if there's a need here, so we did. In the next coming round, that money is not set aside for each county. So we were guaranteed an amount of money. I knew that we could allocate that much money to projects within Portage County. That no longer exists. This is fully competitive against other counties and other projects throughout the state of Ohio. Something I will say that is just my own personal opinion, so take it for what you want. If I'm going to apply, or let's say the community chooses to apply for this location again in the future, if I was the state of Ohio reviewing your application, I would think possibly twice about accepting your application because you did not take advantage of the first time around where you had 100% of the funds committed. So applying again would mean that money could be allocated to another project. Why would we choose to not give that money to another project and give it to Windham again?
There are no guarantees though of us getting 1.5 million to rebuild anything that's comparable to what we currently have, though, correct?
I honestly could not speak to anything.
Because you guys only pay to demolish, you don't pay to build.
Yes,
correct?
so this grant is only for the demolition of this building. But
Does council have any plans to counteract that? I mean, have you thought about what's gonna happen when you take down the community building of that size? What you're gonna put there? Do you have any desire to put anything there? Do you have any desire to?
Get plans?
Yeah, I mean, you're going in half-cocked.
We had plans to build another building there.
Did you secure a loan for that or a grant
No,
for that?
no.
So
That's-
that's just a wish.
That's a wish, just like everything.
Well, not everything, but I get it, it's a wish.
It's a
I get
wish
it.
list, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I will also add, just as a final note, the bids that we did receive were around the realm that we originally anticipated. We did receive an outlier, which is the bid that we were able to present to council, which is the lowest bid, which we were not expecting, which allows for council to likely not pay anything, or for your village to not pay anything for this demolition, which is a huge deal. That is rare that a project of this size.
What is that amount?
It is about $90,000,
For demolition and removal?
yes.
And does that like refill everything there, re-landscape, do the
Yes,
whole
so
bit?
it's the site reclamation, so meaning the site will be prepared for redevelopment once that grant is completed. It pays for everything. So knowing you have this money set aside and knowing you have passionate individuals, that money could, or that money you have set aside could go toward whatever you want in the future.
What money is set aside? Where's the money set aside?
Is there any money set aside?
No.
No? No. There is no money.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's what I was gonna ask, if you were talking
I
about.
apologize.
I don't have the exact number, but we do have a building fund.
Yeah, and
I
then-
can't tell you what the exact number is.
I wanna say
Isn't
last
that what
time,
you're supposed to use on the buildings that you currently have? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I mean, that building fund is for the exact thing we're talking about, like making some repairs.
Yes,
If the roof goes out at the police station, that's the building fund.
yeah.
Yeah, so you
That's what
better
happens.
probably not build anything with that building fund, because you're gonna need it for your current building. Buildings.
For
Buildings,
repairs.
yeah, buildings, yeah, so,
it does say that.
For the
sorry.
community center?
It does say
Okay,
that in that.
it's just allocated for the community center.
Pardon me?
It's just allocated for the community
I
center.
would be interested to know how much is in there then.
Okay.
Let's find that out, you know? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I
It's your turn.
apologize.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was probably not a detail for me to discuss, so I am.
No.
Thank you, Olivia.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Yeah, I did want to ask another
Well,
question.
my question that I have, you said something with your opening statement that baffled me, and maybe if you could explain it. You said that you assisted the village to get that money.
Yes.
So, if not, we were told, meaning collectively, that the land bank, without being asked, came and said, hey, we have this money, would you like it?
That is true.
Okay.
That is
So
true.
the way that our office works is we are notified of state grants. We then approach all the political jurisdictions here in the county, present the grant funding and what properties, like we don't go around and say what properties are eligible or not. Then if there is a property that a political jurisdiction believes could be eligible for this funding, they bring it to us, present it. We then gather the information and we present it to the state. The state looked at that information and said, yes, this building would be eligible, and granted us those dollars.
So we were proactive in putting, we were proactive in putting the community building on the butcher block?
I would not say proactive. I would say we submitted, we simply informed everyone of this money available, and this was an option.
And we couldn't use that money for repairs, it's only for
It
demolition.
was only for demolition. This is a demolition-focused program.
I'm confused too about another policy, because it seems to me that if someone's property is behind in property tax, the county can take that property if that property is not. I'm being told that, like, the Windham Tavern is more of an eyesore than the community building's ever been.
That I would reserve as a side conversation. There are a lot of things related to that I won't go into detail here.
But do you not, oh, they did take them off? Okay.
She's only here for that, for
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was
I
asking
will
the
take
question.
questions outside.
Who's employed there?
Yeah, but I
know what she said.
have information for the tavern.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
And I'm not here for that.
Thank you.
About the
Oh,
land
can I
bank.
add one more thing?
Okay.
My one note about the bids we received, we happened to receive a low bid. That was fantastic. I cannot guarantee that if we were to submit funding, or for funding again, receive it and request bids again, that we will get anything in the realm of that. So we have to consider kind of worst scenario, and then also consider that your village will be required to give a 25% match minimum. So that's tens of thousands of dollars that right now
No,
you would not have to
I'd
pay
be
that you
curious to know
wouldn't.
who that bid was from, and if it's someone reputable.
Thank you, Olivia.
Sorry about
Louis, did you have a question?
I did have a question. Can you explain the goal of a land bank and when they acquire a building, like if you would acquire the community building, is that still the village's property, or is it the land bank's property?
So we would not acquire the community center, just because we really only acquire properties once they're tax delinquent, and that building was never tax delinquent. But we do assist political jurisdictions with identifying state money and supporting them that way.
So it has nothing to
Okay,
do
we're
with the
gonna
land bank?
continue here.
No, we are simply a middle person who has access to state funds.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to enter an executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22 to discuss any matters permitted by law, including personnel, confidential matters, property acquisition or sale pending or imminent litigation, collective bargaining, security matters, and other matters authorized under Ohio law. Could I have a first, please?
Which one are we line for all?
The litigation and the other.
Personnel?
Yeah, not necessarily personnel, we just put it on here in case we wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
So pending or imminent litigation?
Imminent litigation,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So that's all you're gonna talk about then?
That's the way it's supposed to work, that's all that they're allowed to talk about.
Property
that's what I'm
acquisition or sale.
Can't get
Do
in there
that.
unless they're with contract personnel too. They're not allowed to do that.
Do I have a first?
First.
Second?
Greg, is your question answered?
Yes, so we're going under litigation and property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephen?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yep.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela? David?
Yes.
6:46. Session at 7:10. Motion to approve the minutes of July 28th regular council meeting.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
Stephen?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela? David?
Yes.
Do we have any old business or topics to discuss?
The logo, can we get that up for a vote?
Yeah, I just got it all set up. It'll be probably, hopefully next week.
Okay. Okay, new business? Council President's report, David Bell.
I don't have anything.
Write this down on the calendar.
I'll clap for that.
Okay, motion to accept the police, fire, and rescue dispatchers report for July of 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second? Stephen?
Yep.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yep.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela? Yes. David?
Yes.
Okay, mayor's communication, the only thing I have, I'm working on our real estate taxes, getting, most of our property exempt from taxes, so I'm still working on that. We have, a few things from Arcadis that we just got today. We have a PTI report that we have to submit to the EPA. In order to do that, we need an engineer to sign off. It's on that ditch that they put the.
Oh, the dish that was
Yeah.
installed without a permit?
Right, yes. Arcadis is able to give us a letter, I think they said, for the EPA. It is $3,500, along with the other assessments that,
I will say that was cheaper than Mayor and I both anticipated.
yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up right now, Mayor. Essentially, it's an amendment to the engineering contract that
Yes.
was previously signed. So they're expanding the scope of their engineering services contract to include essentially guiding and assisting the village in submitting all that to the EPA. So
Okay.
there'd be an additional amount of $3,500
Okay.
added onto that contract.
Can I just sign the amendment without doing anything with the ordinance or anything?
Not having the ordinance in front of me, generally speaking,
The contract that we signed. with
yeah, the
Arcadis.
authority extends to amendments such as
Okay,
this.
All right, I will go ahead and sign that amendment so they can get that into the EPA. That's about all I had for that. Finance, Stephen.
So on Thursday last week, myself, Mayor, Ashley, and Brandon had a meeting to discuss some payroll options for the village. There's a couple different quotes from 4 vendors, I think.
Yeah,
Something like
I think
that.
5 vendors, yeah.
We'll discuss a little more at the next meeting, but there's a couple in there that we were interested in to alleviate some of the stress from the fiscal officer.
Can you send those to us?
We will be discussing it at the meeting too.
You have all the quotes are in your packet. It's the last page.
Oh, is that the investment one? Oh, I thought that was something from, the auditor or something. Okay, cool.
Okay.
One other thing, I've been working on getting some funding for our playground and parks. I have a meeting set up with 2 companies to come out and give us quotes on replacing it. One is set for Monday at the 31st at 2 o'clock, so if anybody wants to swing by with me.
Where are you at?
It's at the park.
Okay.
They're gonna come out and do a site visit, 2 PM.
I can be there on 31st.
31st, we get to 2 o'clock. The other one, I'm waiting to hear back on what days he's available, but I'm trying to get quotes on those things before I can move forward with the rest of the grant process, so. That's all I got.
Thank you. Number 12, utilities, Angela.
Resolution 2026-6, a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer under section 715.261 of the Ohio Revised Code to certify the following sums to the Portage County Auditor to be assessed and collected as delinquent housing license fees totaling $9,786 as set forth herein and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend the 3 readings of resolution 2026-6, a resolution concurring to assess the collect delinquent housing license fees and declaring an emergency, and to approve and adopt ordinance resolution 2026-6.
I'll second.
Stephen.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to adopt resolution 2026-6.
Second.
Stephen.
Yep.
Scott.
Yes.
Daniel.
Yep.
Samuel. Or did I say Sam? Dan.
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All right, resolution 2026-8, a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer of the village of Windham under section 735.29 of the Ohio Revised Codes to certify the following sums to the Portage County Auditor to be assessed and collected as delinquent water, sewer, rents totaling $3,051.16 as set forth herein and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend the 3 readings of resolution 2026-8, a resolution concurring to assess and collect delinquent water, sewer rents and declaring an emergency, and to approve and adopt resolution 2026-8.
I'll second that one too.
Stephen.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yep.
David.
Yes. Before we continue, can we have discussion?
Yep.
What number do we have set before we send these off? Because there's 2 on here for over $900.
That would have to check with Maria.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think it only happens yearly because of the great work that goes into doing the whole process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't quote me on that, but I remember, we talked
Well, I
about it
know there's a
recently.
lot of work, because these actually have to be delivered to the auditor to be, like, we can approve them here, but they actually have to be delivered by hand to the auditor's office to get assessed. So we need to make sure that happens, because under one of our other fiscal officers, it did not, and we lost out on, I think, $13,000
Okay.
that were not hand delivered because they didn't know. So if we can make a note of that.
I have to go there this weekend.
Okay. That's all, I was just curious, wasn't it, because that's $500 each. A lot of money. Okay.
All right, motion to adopt resolution 2026-8.
Stephen?
Yep.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yep.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela? David?
Yes.
Okay, David. Just a second.
Well, I was trying to get it all together.
This one, you need to read the whole thing.
Yeah, read the whole thing?
You read the whole thing.
You know I went to Windham?
I take offense to that.
I was gonna say, we talked.
Enough.
I can't make everybody. All right, I will try my best.
You can do it.
All right. A resolution concurring with the final appointments of village police officers and village chief of police and declaring an emergency. Whereas the village of Windham employs full-time and part-time police officers and employs the village marshal known as the police chief pursuant to the revised code chapter 737. And whereas the village of Windham discovered that the following current village police officers and current village police chief were not finally appointed pursuant to revised code 737.17. And village council did not vote to concur with the final appointments, also as required by revised code 737.17. First one, police chief Richard Garinger. Second one, police officer Sean Baraskis. 3, police officer Scott Hearns. 4, police officer Leslie Wall. 5, police officer Michael Bustinger. 6, police officer Tiffany Shipley. Whereas the village of Windham wishes to correct this administrative oversight, whereas the village of Windham the village of Windham, the mayor has provided to all members of the village council each of the above police officers and village police chiefs records of service, along with the mayor's recommendation to finally appoint all of the above police officers and police chief. Whereas the village of Windham has considered and evaluated the above records of service and recommendations for police officers and police chief. Now therefore it be ordained by the council of the village of Windham, Portage County, state of Ohio, by at least a majority of more of the members elected thereto concurring that Section 1, the village of Windham council, having considered and evaluated the records of service and recommendations of the above listed police officers and police chief, hereby concurs with the final appointments of village police officers and village police chief pursuant to revised code 737.17. Police Chief Richard Garinger, Police Officer Sean Barakis, Police Officer Scott Hearns, Police Officer Leslie Wall, Police Officer Michael Bustinger, Police Officer Tiffany Shipley. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of the council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were meetings open to the public in compliance with section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. And section 3. This resolution is hereby declared an emergency measure necessary to further ensure the health, safety, and morals of the village of Windham, and in order to timely correct this administrative error and continue to provide essential police services to ensure the health, safety, and morals of the village of Windham residents.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Can you read that again?
I can give it to you. All right. And then that, it says passed as an emergency this blank day of blank 2026, blank Terry Ellen Tier Mayor, approved as a legal form, blank Craig Pelton Solicitor. Read it all.
Okay, now read the resolution.
I gotta read one. A resolution concurring with the, resolution 2026-5, resolution concurring with the final appointments of the village police officers, the village chief of police, and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend the 3 readings of resolution 2026-5, a resolution concurring with the final appointments of the village police officers and the village chief of police, and declaring an emergency, and to approve and adopt resolution 2026-5. Can I get a second?
Second.
Stephen?
Yep.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yep.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
David?
Yes. Motion to adopt resolution 2026-5.
Second.
Stephen.
Yep.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right. Do I have to read all of them? That's for me?
Oh, yeah, darling.
Oh, I'd say you guys can start reading them all too then.
No.
All right. Let's get this one done. All right. Ordinance 2026-7, an ordinance temporarily modifying Ashley Pete's employment status with the Village of Windham from part-time employee to full-time employee and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend the three readings of ordinance 2026-7, an ordinance temporarily modifying Ashley Pete's employment status with the Village of Windham from part-time status to employee, or part-time employee to full-time employee and declaring an emergency, and to approve and adopt ordinance 2026-7.
Second.
I would like to put their effective, August 10th.
With the amendment of being effective August 10th.
Is that okay? Stephen.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Samuel.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
David.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance 2026-7.
Second.
Okay, Sam. Stephen.
Yep.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yep.
David.
Yes.
I would like to say that Ashley has picked up a lot of the slack that we've had in the fiscal office. She's doing a really great job. Everybody should be thankful that we have her.
Here.
Economic development, Scott.
Nothing new. I'm just, it's good news that we have a couple new businesses that have entered our village, and a new library going in at the bank. It's all very positive news. That's really all I have.
Service, Sam.
Okay, ordinance 2026-8. An ordinance requiring and establishing licensed and insurance and bonded requirements for all contractors doing business with the Village of Windham and declaring it an emergency. Motion to suspend the three reads of ordinance 2026-8.
That's all. You can, that's far enough. You can read just for that.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't have to read the rest of it. You can just say it, you know, you read it the
I'll
first time.
second your motion.
Stephen.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yeah.
David.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2026-8.
I'll second that one.
Stephen.
Yep.
Scott.
Yes.
Samuel.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yep.
David.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-7. A resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer of Windham under section 715-261 of the Ohio Revised Code to certify the following sums to the Portage County Auditor to be assigned and collected as taxes for the mowing of lots contracted by the Village of Windham, totaling $4,325, as set forth here and declared an emergency. Motion to suspend the three reads of Resolution 2026-7.
That's okay.
I'll second.
Stephen.
Yep.
Scott.
Yes.
Sam.
No.
Daniel.
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2026-7.
Second.
You got it.
Scott? Stephen?
Yeah.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
No.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Angela? David?
Yes.
Motion passed.
This is me again, right?
Yep. You did it all.
Thanks.
You're very welcome, Sam.
Ordinance 2026-9. An ordinance authorizing and designating the property, the Portage County Land Bank as village agent and authorizing the demolition of village property and declaring it an emergency. Motion to suspend the three reads of ordinance 2026-9.
I'll second your suspension.
Stephen?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Daniel? Angela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2026-9.
We discussed before or not?
Yeah, I would do discussion.
Okay, any discussion? We'll let you start it out.
Why do I gotta start it out?
Because you agree.
It's not a game,
There is a couple things that I had brought up, and please, don't take offense to this, anybody in the room, please, okay? This is just my standpoint. When the older buildings, there's been a lot of buildings in this community that have been torn down, whether they were government built, other people built them, stuff like that. I don't recall, people coming out and say, let's save this. And there's been a lot of other buildings that have been torn down in the past. And unfortunately, this grant that we do have will only cover a total demolition. I don't think our village will ever be able to, say we don't get all the volunteers that said they would come through. The money back then was $150 to redo it. Nowadays, I think Stephen looked it up, it was $500,000, so inflation obviously has changed that. That's a lot of money for predominantly poor community.
He's saying the money that was received back in '84, $150,000 to redo the community center equates to about $500,000 in today's money.
For those things that they listed,
What's that?
for those things that are.
No, I'm just
listed
saying,
on
the
the-
stuff that was done back
Yeah, that's
then.
not that.
I remember when the school was torn down. I was very young at that point, but I can't imagine there was a lot of people that came out and rallied to save the school. That was built by the government. We have a new school that's right down the road that better serves our community, our children and all that. I don't know, I think, I see a room full of people, but we also have 1,850, I think, on the last consensus of people in this village.
No, you have 1,100.
1,100?
1,100 people and only 200 probably vote. So did you expect them to come to a meeting?
I'm just
Okay.
throwing that out there, that's
Okay,
what I'm
okay,
seeing.
okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna weigh in. This is a tough decision for council. On one end, council has to be the custodian of our public funds. The worry that this building will become a money pit, and that could happen. If we don't use this grant, and this doesn't work out, it's gonna cost the village. There's no doubt about that. On the other hand, it's hard to abandon that building until we try to save it. I think we owe the village a chance to save it. It may not work, but we really haven't tried. So I'm kind of in favor of trying to fix it and keep it.
Any other discussion?
I guess I'll go off of what Scott said. I really appreciate everyone coming out, coming together as a community for this. And regardless of what happens, I hope everyone continues to come to the meetings and voice their opinions on what the community needs and what we should be doing. So I just want to thank everyone for coming out and putting up with this ordeal with the rest of us.
And the turnout's been great, and it's great to hear your opinions.
Samuel?
Going off of the money aspect of spending money, how many storm drains do we have that need replaced right now?
Five.
At least five.
At least five. Terrible ones.
Yes,
There's probably-
multiple sections of sidewalk, you know, so that's why I feel the way I feel. I would rather see the money go towards being able to see a child ride a bicycle down a sidewalk without having to.
You can't use it, you can't use the same funding.
Maybe you're right.
I know I'm right.
Okay, Sam, go ahead.
That's what I meant, Sam, motion, make a motion.
Oh.
Sorry.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2026, no apology needed.
Stephen,
Yes.
Scott,
No,
Sam,
Yes.
Daniel,
No.
Angela,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Okay.
Shame on
motion
you.
passed.
Shame. 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 Shame on you, David. Shame on you, Sam.
Planning Commission,
For not knowing funding.
Why didn't you do something when you was mayor, Terry? Debbie? All right.
Planning Commission, I have nothing. Mary, do we have anything on the schedule?
No, not yet.
Did we have that meeting?
Yeah,
Yes,
last
we
week,
did.
so we're just waiting for them to, get that
Okay,
recorded with the.
but it all went well.
Oh, yeah, it went
Okay.
fast, so,
Very
Just
well.
want to make sure.
yep, that one was good.
Okay, Chief is not here. Addie, do you have anything?
I have nothing, unless you guys have any questions about stuff that's going on. Otherwise, I don't have anything new. I didn't know I was coming, so.
Do we have any questions for Addie about the town lot or anything else that's going on? We haven't heard anything about the camera.
The camera, there's nothing back on it yet, they're still fixing it, it's still broken.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I haven't
It's-
seen.
Yeah, it's broke.
Okay.
So, it was supposed to be back in 3 weeks, we're on week 4. Did they give you access yet? They were supposed to give you
Yes,
access
yeah,
to?
thank you.
At least they did that.
Oh, well, good. I was gonna ask that.
They give access
To the solicitor. So that he, so I don't have to send you stuff.
Excuse me. We have to have a little bit of quiet, okay, so we can speak. Thank you.
But I'm hoping that it's back this week. That's-
They don't have a loaner they can give us?
They do not. The loaner is also sent out for being calibrated at the time.
Okay. Thank you, Annie.
All right, we have zoning and housing. Mary, do you have something for us?
Yes. So I have been in contact with the solicitor, Greg. We have 2 properties right now that I have sent violation letters to, and that they have a time limit to fix up. So, he can't hear. So the first one is the plaza, the old Sparkle Plaza. Terry, or the mayor, Angela and I had a meeting with Nick, the owner of that property, and he received his violation letter. He has 30 days, which is the ending of September 2nd, to have that property completely revitalized or sold. So September 2nd, so we do have, it is in process. I know you guys have seen people out there working on it. That's why. So I have a follow-up meeting with him to find out where he stands before September 2nd. September 3rd, I will have the paperwork ready to send to the solicitor for violations and fines and to get that taken care of.
Can you hold it till the end? Thank you.
So the next one I sent to the solicitor is the Old Tavern. I had sent courtesy, and I send courtesy letters out first before I send violation letters. So if somebody, I know I was on Facebook, somebody took a picture, hey, who is this lady? And he's like, oh, somebody's gonna say, hey, you're getting a ticket. No, you get a courtesy letter first to say, hey, I noticed this, let's work together to get this taken care of. Then you get a violation letter if you have, and most of the time I give you between 10 and 30 days, depending on what it is, to get it fixed. And if you come to me and say, hey, I need 5 more days, I say, great, here's 5 more days. I am not out to get anybody. I'm out to work with you, except for the actual violations. So the tavern is now in the solicitor's hands because I have sent out a courtesy letter and gave her 30 days. Not one communication from them, not one thing was done. Gave them a violation letter of 5 days and nothing happened. So now it's in the solicitor's hands.
And that was sent certified and received.
Yes, I have
I'm
the
just-
receipt, yep.
For the record and on
Yep,
camera.
it was sent on by certification and it was received. She
What's
signed
the
for it.
violation?
Oh, how long do we have?
Danny, can we get you a copy after the meeting?
Yeah,
so
I
we
can,
move
I mean,
on?
there's pages of
Can you
violations.
have David read it off for me?
If that is what the residents want, I will.
Yeah, and I have pictures of everything, so when I send violation letters, it's not just my word. I'm sending pictures to show
Right.
that it is a violation, and I send the ordinance number. So if anybody has questions, please send me emails, ask for the paperwork, whatever that paperwork thing is that you can ask for, the public records, because it is in there, I have it. Those are the 2 big things. I have 2 permits waiting. One is for a driveway that Brandon just sent me information on. He and Matt went out and checked the culvert out there on Main Street. The guy that had the semi truck that we said we had to get a culvert, well, he hand put it in. He didn't get an engineer put it in. So now there's issues. So that will also be going
The
out.
semi-trailer that was removed.
Yeah, the semi-trailer was removed. He did remove that. So we just have to get the permit for the driveway and for the culvert from him. So that letter will go out tomorrow. Let's see, that is, just a couple ordinances that I'm gonna bring ideas to. You guys will get those in emails about rewriting the plot sizes for houses that we talked about, but I haven't moved on yet. So that is next on my priority list. And the vehicle weight ordinances. We've been getting a lot of feedback about different weights of vehicles that are allowed in town in driveways. So we need to rewrite that ordinance to something, because we have so many people in the village that have to bring their work trucks home. And at this point, I could probably name 10 people that are in violation of that. So I hate to see them be penalized for that, so I'd rather rewrite the ordinance. Housing, there's no inspections for this month yet. I do have several lined up for next month. I was gonna go over the stuff that Marie sent to the auditor. So we've had some feedback about, and I've had a couple people come back and say that they haven't rented out the building or the unit, and if they still have to pay the rental. So I printed out the ordinance just to make sure that I was correct, and yes, it is in the ordinance that even it says, where did I put it? Because I even highlighted it. Anyway, it says yes.
Same part.
Yes, thank you. No. Because it says even if it's partially or occupied, you still have to pay for it. There's more to that. And I just printed it out. I'm so sorry. I had it.
Is this coming to?
Oh, here it is, right here. So under section 1341.08, section B, A separate application must be submitted for each structure, regardless of whether the structure is partially occupied or occupied. So even if they haven't rented it out for a year, 6 months, 3 years, 5 years, they still have to pay the fee. So if we have any more questions or comments about that, it is in section B of that ordinance.
Section B, I could
If you need that, or the solicitor needs that. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mary.
Yep.
That's what we were talking about earlier, Brandon, you're up.
I spoke to Ella Horse Russell, and we do not receive a discount for having Verizon Connect, so that has been canceled. It actually goes into effect on Monday, or at the end of Monday, it will be canceled. We had a water main break on Edgewood that was repaired mostly the day that it was broken. Matt and Andrew were out until 10 o'clock. It was just them two for about 5 hours. I was at a funeral, and I got back and I went out and we wrapped it up. All but one house was repaired, and then we had the parts the next morning, and it was repaired by probably noon. And the boil alert was lifted 24 hours after that. Next thing, our website from Civic Plus is expiring. Our contract expires at the end of this year or sometime in the near future. They reached out to us to let us know of that, and it started a whole big thing that Addie and I have been going on, so expect a committee next week.
Originally, they got bought out, and they wanted us to migrate to the new one.
Yes.
And then we found out ours, they didn't want to tell us, but they told us that it expires in December.
Yes.
So we have to find a new one.
And so Addie and I have been working on that to get just different pricing, so expect that at the committee meeting in September. I've reached out to Geographic Highway about paving and patching, and I have not received a call back. He said he was gonna call me back yesterday. He hasn't called me back. Patching, I do have 2 quotes for patching that I will provide to you guys. One was 30.
What's that? I don't know why.
Fun in the Sun meeting next Tuesday.
I usually
at
know
5
this
PM
is, and then I
in
push the
council
button.
chambers, and that should be my last one.
Well, it would have been nice for it to be on
First,
there. Yeah.
September 1st, yeah.
So you're not gonna have that.
So not the 12th one?
No, that's the festival.
That's the festival.
Oh, that's just the wrong one. I didn't.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that is, I'm sorry, that is.
That's for the,
Yeah.
it's starting. Let me know and I'll let you in.
Okay, well, I think you're gonna be here next week, right?
I can let
First?
you in.
You got keys to the council?
I have it.
Okay.
So I can get them.
Okay,
And I think Chief will be here too.
okay.
Can you let the fire chief know if he's in the area?
He's supposed to come to the last meeting.
Okay.
He is supposed to come to us.
Okay. Motion for adjournment,
I'll make that motion.
second.
Yep.
Stephen?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam?
Yep.
Daniel?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
8:09.